Madam.
Can you chant any day, any time, or how does it work?
Can we chant any day or any time? Yeah. We do 2 hours of meditation every morning. That's on our beads. It's called japa. Japa means like a focused meditation. But then during the day when you're doing anything, you can just chant Hare Krishna, and you can get the benefit of the chanting at any time during the day. The mantra is called a Siddha mantra. Does anyone know that word from Sanskrit, from yoga? Siddha? You might have heard of it. There's a group called Siddha Yoga. Anyone heard that word? Siddha means perfection or perfect. So Siddha mantra, this Hare Krishna mantra is a Siddha mantra, which means it gives you perfection in consciousness. Because originally all of us are spiritual, right? We're not the body, we are the soul. Does everyone understand that concept? Anyone who thinks they are just the body, not the soul? Okay, it's good. I just want to see who I'm working with, because sometimes you get someone who's like, no, I'm just the body, and after death there is nothing, and like that. So I just need to know. But I think here everyone's very enlightened, so you already understand many things. So originally, all of us are spiritual entities. And according to our teachings, the ancient Vedic teachings of India, the ancient spiritual teachings of India, originally we were in the spiritual world, which is another world beyond this world. This world is in the Bhagavad Gita. Have you heard of the Bhagavad Gita? Many of you? Yeah, many of you have heard of the Bhagavad Gita. This is like the Bible in India. This is our book of knowledge that we base our lives upon. It's spoken by Krishna. The actual anniversary of it being spoken was about a week ago. It was spoken 5,153 years ago, according to us. Like that. Modern science has a different version, but we say 5,153. And 7 days. We have a different version. So in the Bhagavad Gita, it says that this world is a reflection of the original world. Just like in Christianity and in many of the great teachings of the world, it teaches that there is another world. They call it heaven or kingdom of God, or we call it Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha means a place without anxiety. Hands up if you would like to go there. Yeah. We'd like to go there. Vaikuntha. It's another place. There's no anxiety there. Why is there no anxiety? There's 4 main things that give you anxiety in this world. Right? Birth, death, old age, and disease. Those 4 things are the main source of our anxiety. If you can get rid of these 4, most of your anxiety is gone. If you don't get born, and you don't die, and there's no old age, and there's no disease, that's called Vaikuntha, means no anxiety. Plus up there's no tax, there's no cholesterol, no diabetes, no mosquitoes that bite, and it's different up there. It's a different atmosphere up there. So according to our ancient teachings, this world is the reflected world. But Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that Krishna is the blue guy. Have you seen the pictures? He's the blue guy, like that. He's a little bit special. Our understanding, he's God. That's how we see God. He's a blue cowherd boy. And when I became a Hare Krishna, it was easy for me to understand that that's God, because he's just a young blue cowherd boy. And he just has fun all day. He has picnics, wanders around the fields with cows, swims in the river, dances. You can see he's dancing like that. You know, the concept of God I had before I met the Hare Krishnas was that he just sat on a throne all day. And people would come before him and he'd say, have you been good or bad? And people would say, I've been good. He'd say, very good. Here's your harp. That's cloud 9, go and sit on it. Strum your harp, and every 5,000 years throw a grape into my mouth. Next. And the next person would come. And then, that's the concept of God. He's just like this person who just sits on a throne all day. Actually, my guru, many years ago, he met with a cardinal in the Philippines, who was the head of the Catholic Church in the Philippines. His name was Cardinal Sin, which is maybe a little ironic for a cardinal in the Catholic Church. So he met him and he said, "What does God do in the kingdom of God?" My guru said to the cardinal. And he said, "He sits on a throne." And then my guru said, "What does he do? Does he ever get off the throne?" And the cardinal thought about it. He said, "We do not know." So that was my conception before I became a Hare. I didn't know what God did, or I thought he just sat on a throne or something. But according to our teachings, he dances, he sings, he plays with cows, he has picnics, right? And he just enjoys with his friends all the time. And the place is called Vaikuntha, which means no anxiety. And in that spiritual domain, everything is free. You don't have to pay for anything, right? There are no taxes. Everything is just bliss, basically. So then there is this world, right, which is the reflected world. So originally, according to our teachings, we were living in that world. But then we decided, because one thing that Krishna or God gives us is independence, free will. Everyone here has free will, right? To a certain degree. Right? We can choose what we want to do to a certain degree. Right? I can get up now, I can walk out that door, that door, that door, or that door. I have a certain amount of free will and choice. So he gave us that free will, and somehow we decided we didn't want to just stay in the spiritual world and have picnics, and we wanted a bit of space for ourselves. We said, "That's okay. I'll give you this world, the reflected world." And that's where we are now. But he said, as we left, he said, "I'll give you that world, but there's a couple of things with that world. Two main things. It is Dukkalayam and Ashashvatam." He says this in the Bhagavad Gita. Anyone know this word? Dukkalayam? Just like in India, you have the Himalaya. So Dukkalaya. Laya means like a place. Like Himalaya means the place, or the Hima, or the mountains. Dukkha in Sanskrit or in Hindi, this word means?
Sorrows?
Yeah, misery, like that. Or, yeah, any of these words, distress, like that. So he says, you can go to that world, but by the way, it's the place of distress. Have fun. Here's $10. Enjoy yourself, like that. And then he said, Ashashvatam. Ashashvatam means temporary. It's all temporary there. As long as you're living in this body, it is temporary. Everything which is material is temporary. The spirit, the soul, that is eternal. But the body is temporary. So we get into now, it's artificial because we live forever in that world. But when we come into this world, you have to keep transmigrating into bodies which are just temporary. And Krishna says it is just like putting on a different dress every day. Like every day you get up, Sapir put on a blue shirt today. Yesterday you had the red shirt. I saw on Facebook you were in the red shirt. So, red shirt yesterday, blue shirt today, green shirt tomorrow. So similarly, in our spiritual progress in this world, yesterday or in the previous life, I was a female, now I'm male. Next life, this life I'm Australian, next life I'll be African. Like that, it all changes. So just the dress is changing, but the soul remains the same. Everyone understands this basic concept? Just the base. So he says everything in this world is temporary, and it is full of misery. So how are you enjoying your life so far down here in this? It's misery and it's temporal. Some people ask me sometimes, why did you become a Hare Krishna? That's my basic answer, because it's miserable and temporary here. Right? My life actually isn't that bad, to be honest. Even before I was a Hare Krishna, it wasn't that bad. I grew up in Melbourne, had a nice family, nice friends, everything was there. But by the age of 19, I just thought, is this all there is? Isn't there more to life? Isn't there like a real spiritual purpose or something deeper that we can aspire for? Yes, ma'am?
No doubt about the misery and the temporary part, you wouldn't have acknowledged that, or you wouldn't have gotten this lesson, I see it as well as a chance to grow.
Yeah, exactly. That's why Krishna makes it miserable and temporary, because he wants us to wake up and say, actually, we belong back in that world.
Or we try and make this place our own, even if it's temporary, and bring it here.
What's that?
Or we try and make this place our own and bring it here, even if it's temporary.
In this world?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, internally, you can be feeling blissful, and you can be very connected to Krishna, internally, in the heart. But the outside is always miserable and temporary. And that's not enough for us. It means we're limiting our experience. We could have so much more. The only reason we're in this world, as the representatives of Krishna or the teachers, we're only in this world to guide humanity, that's all. Otherwise we don't have a purpose to be here. Because in terms of pleasure, it's limited.
Pretty big purpose though.
Yeah, you need a big purpose. Yeah, and if you're going to do something, change the world. You have a real purpose, you know. You know, that's what the Germans are about, changing the world. Let's change this planet. You know, we're focused. That's actually our purpose. That's why we're meant to be here. We're meant to change the consciousness of the planet. Like I said, I opened up, I said, just describe this world. People tell me it's chaotic, stressful. It shouldn't be like that. So let's change it. Let's give people an actual understanding of what spiritual reality is. Let's show them what that other world is like, reflected here, but make this world like that. It can't be like that because it's not that. But let's make it like that. At least here on this 200 acres. Right? People are half normal. Oh, we're half normal. Right? We're spiritually focused. Right? And we show people an example of how we should be. You know, the way we live, the way we deal, it's different. It should not be materialistic. It should not be based on selfish motivation, but rather on giving to others and helping to upraise others, uplift others. Yeah. So that's the nature of this world. Everything is temporary, everything. So I think the original question was about this mantra. Can we chant? I just had to give like a introduction into the chanting of the mantra, like that. First we have to understand the spiritual status of why we chant. So the chanting is a state of meditation we enter into to reconnect back to that world. So your original question, can we do that anytime? We do that anytime.